Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to second PUC accountancy online classes. Students, in the previous class we have studied about the theory part of ratio analysis, that is what is a ratio, meaning of ratio, accounting ratio, isn't it? Then significance, limitations, all these we have studied in the previous class. Now let us move on to the types of ratios. Types of ratios. Traditionally, we used to classify the ratios into three categories. That is a statement of profit and loss ratio, that is a profit and loss account ratio, right? Here we will call it as statement of profit and loss ratio, then balance sheet ratio, and third one is composite ratios. So this is the traditional classification of ratios. The name itself indicates statement of profit and loss ratio means the ratios which are derived, the information or the figures that are extracted from the statement of profit and loss, and there only we will compare the expenses to sales, isn't it? Gross profit to sales, like that we used to build ratios, that is a relation between two variables or two figures taken from the profit and loss account only. So the figures in the statement of profit and loss are compared with the statement of, there is a figures in the statement of profit and loss, that is called statement of profit and loss ratio. Balance sheet ratios, like current assets to current liabilities, quick assets to current liabilities, quick ratio, current ratio, isn't it? Or debt to equity, long-term debt to equity, that ratio, debt equity ratio, isn't it? These are all the ratios which are calculated by taking the figures from the balance sheet, or we call it as position statement, earlier name, isn't it? So such ratios which are calculated by taking the figures from balance sheet alone is called balance sheet ratios. Here we take the figures of statement of profit and loss only, and here we take the figures of balance sheet only to calculate the ratios, and when we club it together, both statement of profit and loss and balance sheet are clubbed together, the figures of statement of profit and loss and balance sheet, they are compared, then it is called composite ratios. This is the traditional classification of ratios, friends. But nowadays the management wants to know the liquidity, profitability, solvency, all these three aspects specially, isn't it? Or activity or turnover, isn't it? So now we will classify the ratios on the basis of this, that is a recent classification, new classification. We call it as, first one is liquidity ratio, second one is solvency ratio, third one is activity ratio or turnover, activity or turnover. Turnover means sales, isn't it? Turnover ratios. Then profitability ratios, yes it is, profitability ratios. Under these, each of these categories, there are different ratios, like 4 or 5 ratios are there under each of these, and for each of those ratios there will be formula, so you should remember all those formula in the board exam. Very easy. Don't take it in a negative way that so many ratios are there. No, nothing. If you know the items very clearly, what do you mean by debt, what do you mean by equity, then it's done, isn't it? Very simple. If you know the formula, very easy to solve. Profitability ratios. I will take up one by one. First I will take up, there is a liquidity ratio, liquidity ratios. There are two ratios under liquidity. Under liquidity we can see two ratios. First one is, that is debt equity ratio. No, I am sorry, current ratio, liquidity current ratio, and second one is quick ratio. Current ratio and quick ratio. These are the two classifications of these liquidity ratios. First of all, let us know the meaning of liquidity. Liquidity means the ability to convert the assets into cash. When the company's capacity to convert the assets into cash is very easy, then it is called more liquidity. Suppose the company is having more, that is a cash, more bills receivable, or short term, that is assets, isn't it? Or maybe stock, debtors, bills receivable, all this comes under, that is liquid assets. So liquidity ratio, which decides the ability of the firm or the company to maintain the liquidity position or cash position in the business, or ability of the business to repay short-term obligations, friends, like day-to-day expenses, salary to the employees, isn't it? Every day we need to maintain some sort of, that is a liquidity. If we invest everything, because see, there is a rule, like when you invest more in fixed assets, the ability of the firm to earn profit will be more, because the profitability increases only when the funds are invested in long-term assets or fixed assets. When you invest in short-term assets like cash at bank, isn't it? Cash in hand, cash at bank, stock, debtors, bills receivable, then your profitability will not increase. So for that reason, you have to maintain a, that is a correct position to pay the day-to-day expenses, and at the same time you will earn sufficient amount of profit. So for that reason, liquidity position is also required, just because we have to run the business. For running the business, the day-to-day expenses are to be paid. For that reason, there must be liquidity in the business. Liquidity in the sense, ability to pay for the short-term obligations, There are two ratios under this, current ratio and quick ratio. This is also called quick ratio or acid test ratio. Acid test ratio. Quick ratio or acid test ratio. Acid test means what? In lab, isn't it? By putting that is acid, they will come to a conclusion, isn't it? Immediately, very quickly. So in the same way, we will see that is obligation of the firms, whether it can be settled very quickly. Such assets, that is called quick ratio. We will take only those assets which can be quickly convertible into cash. Stock cannot be converted, inventory cannot be converted into cash, so it will not be taken while taking the while calculating the quick ratio. Inventory will not be considered because it is not that quick asset, isn't it? You have to search for a customer, then you have to sell, then you have to convert it into cash. So it takes time. So inventory is not a quick asset. So let us know the formula of current ratio. Current ratio is equal to current assets divided by current liabilities. CA divided by CL is the formula for calculating current ratio. What are current assets then? Here we will take current assets means cash in hand, cash at bank, then stock, debtors, bills receivable, short term, that is advances made, or short term investments, all comes under the current assets. current assets. Other than the long term, that is assets, isn't it? Non-current assets, all are coming under current assets. So we will take all the current assets here. Then we will divide it by current liability. It includes that is obligations of the business, the period of which is less than 1 year. Less than 1 year. They are taken as current liabilities, like bank overdraft, short-term loans, then creditors, bills payable. There is short-term obligations, isn't it? All these are coming under the current liability. So when we take the total of all those current assets and when we divide the total by the total of current liabilities, then whatever we get is current ratio. Current ratio, remember this. And what is quick ratio? Quick ratio is the relation between the quick assets and current liabilities. Formula is quick assets divided by current liabilities. Quick assets means current assets minus inventory or stock, current assets minus inventory, total of current assets minus inventory minus prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses, this will not be included as in the, that is quick assets. Then again, provision for taxation is also provision for taxation also will be removed from the current asset. So that is what we will take as quick assets, and that the total will be divided by current liabilities. As I already told you, under current assets we will solve some problems on this, because you will get 6 marks problem in board exam. On this you will get 6 marks, one problem. They will ask you, they will give you some figures and they will ask you to solve a problem. And from this, there is a ratio analysis. As per old syllabus, you will get 6 marks one problem, 2 marks theory, 1 mark theory, and 12 marks one problem. So almost 20 marks question you can expect from this chapter, isn't it? But I don't know what about the current position, isn't it? It is in the hands of COVID-19. It is not in anyone's hand. Yes. Let us take up the problem and let us solve some problems on this. Then we will move on to the next part, that is other ratios, right? Yes. Now, open your question bank, page number 120. 120. Question number 1, there is 6 marks questions. It is given 6 marks questions. Under that, first one, I'll read out the problem. We'll analyze, and in the meantime we'll solve the problem, right? Yes. Got the problem? Now, one by one, I will try to solve as much problems as possible from your question bank. There are, I think, as much as 20-25 problems. Let us see how far we can cover. I will try to cover almost all the problems, okay? Yes. First problem, from the following information, calculate the current ratio and quick ratio. Current assets given, current liabilities given, quick assets given. Now, we have to calculate 2 ratios. One is current ratio, the other one is quick ratio. They will award 3 marks each for each of the ratios. Remember, formula is very, very important. First you have to write the formula. Without writing formula, if you solve the problem, you will lose 1 mark for not writing the formula. Remember, for solving 2 ratios, for each of the there is a ratio, you have to write formula. So 2 formula didn't write means you will get only 4 marks out of 6. For not writing formula, you will lose 1 mark each. Remember. So this is what you have to do here. Let us calculate now current ratio. Calculation of current ratio. Calculation of current ratio. No columns are required here. Like in previous problems, we used to draw the columns. We have to write column headings. Here, formula is very important, and proceed as per the formula. Calculation of current ratio. right? Yes. Now, you have to write the formula. What is asked in the problem? Calculate current ratio, right? So, current ratio is equal to, don't use shortcut. If you use shortcut, even the evaluator will use shortcut and they will deduct marks. Okay? Current ratio is equal to current assets divided by current liabilities. Current assets divided by current liabilities. This side you have to write whatever is required for your current assets. Whether it is given in the problem. Yes, it is. The amount is given in the problem, right? 2,40,000 right here. Right here given. Current assets 2,40,000. Current liabilities 60,000. 60,000. Rupees it is. Yes. Then what else is given? That is that's the only thing we read. We got all the information that is required to solve the problem, right? Current assets given in the problem, current liabilities given in the problem. Simply substitute the figures. Therefore, current ratio is equal to, you have to write here CR. Then you can use CR, right? Here you have to write CA. And here you have to write CL. So that you can use further CA and CL. So CR is equal to CA how much? Current assets 2,40,000 divided by how much? 60,000, 60. Therefore, CR is equal to how much? 6 4s are right. 4:1. This is how you have to represent. Don't write only 4. If you write 4, you may lose 1 mark again. Remember. 6 4s are 24. So, or cancel the zeros. 4 zeros are there. Cancel 4 zeros. 6 4s are 24. Very easy, right? No need of calculator here. So, 4:1 you have to write. 1. Because when current assets are 4 times, current liability will be 1 time. Current liability is 1 means current asset will be 4. So, current liability 60 means current asset 2,40,000. That is what the meaning is. That's all. So, one part is clear. Now, move on to the second one. You have to write here. Therefore, current ratio is equal to 4:1. This answer should come. Clear? Therefore, current ratio is equal to 4:1. For not writing this, you will lose 1 mark. Remember. Formula 1, this one, and this one. 3 marks, like that. Then, quick ratio is equal to quick assets, isn't it? Quick assets divided by current liabilities. Right here, quick assets QA and CL, here QR. Right within bracket. Now, given, right here, given, that is quick assets, right? Quick assets given in the problem. How much? Quick assets 1,20,000 rupees, 1,20,000 rupees is very important. Wherever rupees are required, you must write there, isn't it? You are supposed to write rupees, you must write it. Then current liability already given in the problem, isn't it? Current liability rupees how much? Already we have shown here 60,000, am I correct? Therefore, quick ratio is equal to how much? 1,20,000, substitute the figures. divided by 60,000, right, is equal to, therefore quick ratio is equal to 2:1. Very simple. Cancel 4 zeros, cancel 4 zeros. 6 2s are 12, right? So 2:1. You must write is to 1, otherwise your answer will be wrong. You will lose 1 mark again. Be careful about this. So this is how you have to solve a problem whenever the ratio problems are given. Very simple. Done. 6 marks you will get. 3 marks for this, 3 marks for this. And 1 mark each for formula here. Then for solving this, substituting the figures, 1 mark each. Then for writing the final answer, 1 mark each. So total 6. Like this, the marks will be awarded. Remember. Clear? Yes. First problem is solved. Now let us move on to the second problem. What is the rule of thumb of current ratio? Rule of thumb is 2:1. There must be 2:1 ratio for any company. That is as the rule of thumb. That is normally a company should have 2:1 current ratio. That means 2 times the liabilities, current liabilities should be 50% of the current assets, or current assets should be double the current liability. That is what the rule of thumb is. But it may change also sometimes depending upon the type of company. If the company is producing fast moving consumer goods, isn't it, or doing trading activities where they will get cash every day, then need not maintain 2:1. Even 1.5:1 is also ideal. That is current ratio for any company. If such companies are getting cash every day, that is fast moving consumer goods, isn't it? There you will get cash every day. So no need to worry about the liquidity position of the business. So here, even if it is 1.5:1 or even 1:1 is also ideal. So, but they may ask you what is the rule of thumb for current ratio, then you must write 2:1 is the rule of thumb. Clear? Then yes. Liquid ratio, that is the other name for the acid test ratio is liquid ratio. Liquid ratio or quick ratio or acid test ratio. These are the 3 names for liquid ratio. Remember this. They may ask you calculate liquid ratio means quick ratio. Calculate quick ratio means acid test ratio, isn't it? Calculate acid test ratio means liquid ratio. So remember, these are the 3 names for this ratio. They may ask you with any name. Don't get confused in the examination. Clear? Yes. Now let us move on to the second problem. I'll read out the problem, we'll analyze, then we'll solve the problem. Very simple problems. These are 6 marks problems. Clear? Following is the balance sheet of Fargana Company Limited as on 31st March 2018. Balance sheet is given. Equity share capital 8% debentures, profit and loss account, bank overdraft, creditors, provision for taxation. On the asset side, buildings, stock, debtors, cash in hand, prepaid expenses. Let us bifurcate now. Equity share capital, shareholders fund, right? 8% debentures, long-term borrowings. Am I correct? Profit and loss account, shareholders fund. Bank overdraft, current liability. Creditors, current liability. Provision for taxation. Provision for taxation, we will take it as a short-term provision and we will include it under current liability. Always taxation provision will be created for a period of maximum of 1 year, not more than 1 year. So it is actually short-term provision and nothing is mentioned here, but still we'll take it as a taxation provision means always it will be short term provision will include under current liability. Then buildings, no doubt, fixed asset, tangible asset, stock, debtors, cash in hand, and prepaid expenses comes under current assets. Current assets. Am I correct? So, prepaid expense. What do you mean by prepaid expenses? Expenses paid in advance. Salary of next year is paid during current year. Expenses paid in advance. Salary being an expense for a business firm, isn't it? When it is paid in advance, it is prepaid. We call it as prepaid. Paid in advance, isn't it? So it is asset, because if the salary is not paid, then what happens? What would have happened? Your cash balance could have been more. Am I correct? So you have cash balance of rupees 10,000 suppose, and out of which you have paid rupees 5,000 as advance salary. Salary paid in advance. Next year salary is paid during current year. Worker has requested, so I want some advance in salary. You can deduct it during next year, isn't it? Maybe during March, the worker has requested, you have paid the salary of next year, that is April, isn't it? Year starts from April to March and ends on March. So April to March concept, there during March you have paid the salary of April to a worker is nothing but prepaid salary. Prepaid salary. If this is not paid, what happens? Then cash balance would have been 10,000. As it is paid, your cash balance gets reduced to 5,000 and one more asset gets created, that is prepaid salaries. Am I correct? Prepaid salaries. So 5,000 will come here. Ultimately it will be 10,000 only, friends. You have just moved from cash to prepaid salary. Your asset has changed its form. The cash has changed its form from cash in hand to prepaid salary. That is the only thing. Just movement on the one side, not on both the sides. Makes no difference. Your total asset remains as it is. Will not get affected. Correct? Yes, that is what is called prepaid salaries. So we will treat it as the current asset. Current asset. Let us move on to the problem now. What did they ask? Calculate current ratio and quick ratio. Same formula we have to apply. But items we have to select and we have to add it together. Let us solve the problem. Problem number 2. Problem number 2. Calculation of current ratio. Calculation of current ratio. Calculation of current ratio. Write the formula first. Current ratio is equal to current ratio. I told you, write within bracket what? CR, isn't it? Is equal to current assets. Current assets. CA divided by current liabilities. Current liabilities. CL, right? Now, given. What is given in the problem? You have to take one by one, right? Yes. Current ratio, under that is current assets. What are the items you will take? You will take stock plus debtors, right here. Current assets. Stock plus debtors. Debtors, isn't it? Then plus cash. Plus cash. Plus prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses. Am I correct? Yes. Now write the amounts. Stock, how much it is? 1,26,000. Is that correct? 1,26,000 plus 90,000. 90,000. Then 22,800 cash, 22,800 and 7,200. 7,200 is equal to rupees how much? 2,46,000. Is that correct? 2,46,000. 2,46,000. 2,46,000. Yes, it is. Then current liability, it is given here. Current liability, write CL is equal to bank overdraft. Bank overdraft plus what are the other liabilities? Creditors are given, right? Creditors and provision for taxation, right? Plus provision for taxation. Now substitute the figures. Is equal to bank overdraft, how much? 60,000 plus creditors 2,40,000. 2,40,000. Then provision for taxation 6,000, right? 6,000. So this is what is given, is equal to how much? Rupees 3,06,000. 3,06,000. Now you have masala ready with you, isn't it? Now simply cook it. Is equal to CR is equal to current assets we already calculated 2,46,000. Am I correct? 2,46,000. Write the figures. Then divided by CL. How much? 3,06,000. We have already calculated. Write the figures. Substitute the figures. Now calculate. Therefore, CR is equal to 0.80 is to 1. Am I correct? 0.80 is to 1. Yes, this is what you have to do. So you have to do the calculations here, then you have to solve there. Or you can write straight away here itself. One by one, just show and continue it. Or do like this. This is the best way, because you will have a clear picture. What are the items you have taken and what are the figures total you have calculated here, and simply you have substituted the formula in the formula and you got the answer correct way. So better follow this method, right? Yes. Now next one is they also told us to calculate quick ratio. Quick ratio, or the other name liquid ratio or acid test ratio. Quick ratio is equal to, write the formula first. Quick assets, quick ratio right here, QR is equal to quick assets or liquid assets divided by current liabilities. Remember friends, by mistake in the examination some of the students they write quick liabilities and it is wrong. Remember, here you will write current assets divided by current liabilities, and here the students will take quick assets divided by quick liabilities. No, formula is not that. Formula is quick assets divided by current liabilities. Remember, clear? Current liabilities right here, current liabilities CL, yes, is equal to, now given, what is given here? Right there, and do the calculations. What is given? Quick ratio, quick assets. Quick assets is equal to current assets minus inventory. Am I correct? Inventory means stock, minus anything else. Prepaid expenses is not quick asset. It is also not quick asset because expenses are already paid, cannot be recovered very easily, isn't it? So minus prepaid expenses. Current assets minus inventory plus prepaid expenses. You have to deduct the total of inventory and prepaid expenses from current assets. That is what. Or in other words, debtors plus cash is equal to quick asset. That's all. Because stock and inventory and prepaid expenses, they are not quick assets. That's all. Very simple. Okay. I'll write here or debtors plus cash. Quick assets is equal to debtors plus cash. That's all. So substitute the figures. How much? Debtors plus cash in hand, right? 90 plus 22,800. 90,000 plus 22,800 is equal to 1,12,800. Is that correct? Rupees 1,12,800. Yes, it is. And quick assets we have calculated. Current liability we already have. We have already calculated. No need to calculate again. Okay. Quick assets is equal to 1,12,800. Substitute the figures straight away. 1,12,800. Quick assets divided by current liabilities we have already calculated in the previous that is current ratio. While calculating current ratio, 3,06,000. Now write the amount. 3,06,000. 3,06,000 is equal to how much it is? It comes to 0.37 is to 1. Is equal to 0.37 is to 1. This is how you have to calculate. This is therefore quick assets is equal to quick ratio is equal to 0.37 to 1. This is how you have to solve a problem when balance sheet is given. Now moving on to the third one. Very simple it is, isn't it? Third problem. Calculate, I will solve it. Calculate current ratio and quick ratio from the following information. Different, that is information is given here. Yes, I will read out each of the items and let us bifurcate it, whether it is current or current asset or current liability, isn't it? Stock they gave current asset, isn't it? Debtors, current asset. Whether stock is a quick asset? No, it is not quick asset, remember. Bills receivable, current asset. Advance tax, current asset, isn't it? Then cash, current asset. Creditors, current liability. Bills payable, current liability, and bank overdraft, current liability. Now let us solve the problem. Third problem, calculation of current ratio. Calculation of current ratio. Calculation of current ratio. Current ratio is equal, write the formula. Current ratio is equal to CR is equal to current assets CA divided by current liabilities CL, isn't it? Current liabilities ZL, right? Yes. What is given in the problem? Given, right, one by one. Stock, debtors, bills receivable, advance tax, and cash. Correct? Stock, debtors, CA is equal to current is equal to stock plus debt. Bills receivable plus what else? Advance tax plus cash. Write the figures. is equal to stock 25,000, right? Then debtors 20,000 plus bills receivable 5,000, 5,000, advance tax 2,000, 2,000 plus cash 15,000. Am I correct? 15,000 is equal to how much? Rupees. CA is equal to rupees 67,000. 67,000. 45, 52, 67. Yes, correct. Now we got CA. Now let us calculate. CL is equal to creditors, bills payable and bank overdraft. Only 3 items are there, right? Only 3 items. Creditors plus bills payable plus bank substitute the figures. How much? 30 plus 20 plus 2. 30 plus 20 it will be 52,000. Is that correct? Now you have ready information. Write the substitute in the formula. Therefore, CR is equal to current assets. We have already calculated 67,000 divided by current liabilities. Current asset divided by current liabilities 52,000. 52,000 is equal to CR is equal to how much? 1.29 is to 1. 1.29 is to 1. So this is the ratio. Half, only just 1 minute, okay? So quick assets, quick ratio is equal to quick assets divided by current liabilities. Quick assets you have to calculate. Current liability already you have 52, right? So right here given quick assets is equal to, what are those? Debtors, bills receivable and cash. That's all. Here will not come. Just debtors, bills receivable and cash, right? That's all. So is equal to how much? 5 and 1,500. Sorry, 15,000 cash. 20,000 plus 5,000 plus 15,000. How many it will be? Therefore, quick assets is equal to rupees 40,000. Rupees 40,000. Correct? Therefore, current liabilities you have already calculated 52,000. Is it correct? Is equal to, what is the ratio? 77, 0.77 is to 1. Therefore, quick ratio is equal to 0.77 is to 1. That's all. So this is how you have to solve a problem whenever current assets, current ratio and quick ratios are asked. Take down assignment. Solve this third problem. And submit your assignment on time. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.